Yep. Yep. I know why Luka's gone now.
Are we having fun yet?
All right, so after watching Joshua Primo's performance, I have to say I completely understand why Luka's not here anymore. So after seeing what Josh Primo did in this past game, I know he only had about 6 points, okay? It was only 6 points, like 2 rebounds and an assist or something like that. It wasn't nothing spectacular, all right? He made some mistakes. It was a few moments in there where I was like, if you would have been a little crispier there, you might have got a few more minutes, but it's okay. I understand. He's young and it's going to happen. But I will say this. I do not want to hear any criticism when it comes to Popovich anymore because I do have a take, okay? I don't think it's a hot take. I think it's a typical take, but it is a take nonetheless. So here's my take. I think Greg Popovich, what he does with great players, because he knows that Joshua Primo has something special, and he did the exact same thing with like Kawhi Leonard, right? He oftentimes brings the best out of his best players. He's often the hardest on his best players. Now, somebody like DeMar DeRozan who came in, or LA who came in during free agency, that's a little different. Just because they're already pretty established in the league. They're not typical Spur players necessarily. But when it comes to typical Spur players, in which we get and we have to develop, Popovich tries to make it hard on you to make sure that he brings out the best in you. I have to say this about Joshua Primo thus far. He's been getting better and better the more I watch him in the G League, and he's getting more and more comfortable. But here's the thing. Even in this past game, I went over the preseason highlights. Like I went back and watched Josh Primo during the preseason, and he did look very comfortable, but it was certain times where he looked pretty chillaxed. And after seeing this game, let me show you this in particular, if I can find it. Here we go. If you watch him right here, he is engaged, and he was like this the entire time he was out there. Even him being completely engaged, he was still kind of making some rookie mistakes. But for the most part, even defensively, he was completely engaged. It didn't come across as I'm nervous or anything like that. It just came across as I really, really, really want these minutes. And I know that what people are going to say, all right? The first criticism is going to come from Pop. You're playing Bryn Forbes, but you're not playing Josh Primo, which even me being a fan, obviously, like, it's frustrating. I'm like, oh my God, Primo looks better than Bryn Forbes right now, right? But I will say this. I think with certain players, you know what you're going to get, all right? We know Bryn Forbes' ceiling. We know role player ceilings in general. We know that Bryn Forbes isn't going to be the next whatever, okay? I can't make a video on Bryn Forbes being the next Kobe as I could with a premonition, right? So I think that Popovich knows how good Bryn Forbes can be, and as good as Bryn Forbes is going to be, and he knows what Bryn Forbes' role is. So I'm not saying he doesn't push him. He pushes every single player on his team, but it's a different amount of push. I feel like when it's a player that does have so much in their arsenal, Pop wants to bring out as much out of them as possible. And I'm starting to see that, especially with Premonition here, because honestly, I am seeing him every time I see him in the NBA playing now. He's way more engaged than the last time I saw him. And I'm not saying that he's somebody that's like, just lacks, needs that big push or that huge push or anything. I think that he really does care, but you have to keep in mind, like, even us as fans, people are in the stadium chanting Primo all the time. He's super young. Even if you watch him in the press conferences, sometimes he come across as like, I got this, all right? And you do want to make sure that he understands maybe you don't 100% got it, all right? You're going to have to earn these minutes. And I think that he is really shining, and I think as the season goes on, he's going to be that guy. Now, to the point of Luka, I really do believe that Josh Primo is proving why Luka Samanic didn't make it. I think Pop and the coaching staff and the Spurs in general, they knew that Luka Samanic was a work in progress. It's even known that even with Josh Primo, he's also a work in progress. Pre-draft, well, actually post-draft, there was a few analysis that came out saying that he would be a work in progress. So I'm not saying they're on the same level. I think Josh Primo will be better than Luka Samanic, but let's be honest, Luka has a lot in his arsenal. He's very talented, but he didn't show that effort. He didn't show this amount of engagement during games. He just didn't. He would just kind of wander around and not hustle on defense, and he just wasn't 100% there. Josh Primo is 120% ready every single time he's on the court. Every decision or every mistake that he makes is purely because of his age, and that's what you want to see. There's no lack of effort. There's no lack of complete understanding. He understands his assignments out there. He's communicating with his teammates. He's pointing things out. He's saying, hey, you need to defend this guy. He's communicating. He's fully engaged in the moment. And I think that Popovich is going to see that. And this is what Popovich wanted. And this isn't exactly what I saw during the preseason. He wasn't this amount of engaged. So let's just wait and see. Okay, let's just wait and see. But trust me, I think that we're going to see something nice from Josh Primo, bro. I really think we're going to see something. Also, how could you miss this shot? Look at that. Look at that, dude. It's like an NBA street pass, and you literally missed that shot. Good God. All right, guys. Well, let me know what you think. I'm ecstatic. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just let me know what you think in the comments. I'll give it to you guys later, man. You want to support the channel? Yeah, you know this stuff, all right? You know the deal. Shout out to the new patrons and all that. But yeah, give it to you later. Deuces.